On this episode, we're hunting whitetail deer in northern Saskatchewan with Bearadise Bay Outfitters. Good afternoon from Bearadise Bay Wilderness Camp. We are up in Sled Lake, Saskatchewan, northern Saskatchewan, doing a deer hunt with Mr. Daniel Rasmussen and crew. Talk about remote. Sled Lake, we are way up in northern Saskatchewan. Boreal forest, heavily vegetated area, thick bush, and with thick bush comes big, heavy, dark chocolate antler whitetails. And that is the goal for this trip. We're gonna come out and we're gonna sit for a few days. And there's some really nice bucks on camera that we've been going back and looking at. So we're gonna see what the wind's doing for us. And then we're gonna hop into the blind and start doing some hunting. So come along and I'll see you up at the blind.
All year for this day today, going after a pretty gnarly bush buck, huge mass, dark chocolate antlers, and some junk coming off of its main beams. All I know is I'm not in any hurry to pull the trigger right now. I am just enjoying the stillness of this morning and the anticipation, because it's gonna happen fast. I already know how good of a day it's gonna be today, so stay tuned for a big buck, lots of action.
It didn't take long on day one for my hypothesis that it was going to be a good day to come true right before my eyes. The does started rolling in from every angle possible. Time flies by when you're watching deer all morning. With the start of the rut happening, these young bucks are moving around and pushing does, and this young buck came in and stirred up things quickly. This is the kind of action that you hope for, and even though he wasn't our target buck, or a mature buck at that, it just keeps you hopeful and excited for the rest of the trip to come. Okay, we got day two up at Bearadise Bay Wilderness Camp, northern Saskatchewan. It's been kind of warm temperatures. We haven't had a whole lot of deer movement, but today's a new day. There's a lot of mature bucks on Daniel's camera. What's the game plan today, Daniel?
We're gonna go to a stand called Grandma's. Got a nice buck coming in there. Hopefully he shows up during the day. See what happens.
See what happens. Let's do it. And just like that, day two started, and we're already seeing deer.
Well, the minute we got into legal shooting lane, first doe was already on the bait. Could be a good day today.
When you see deer all day long, a day in the blind feels like nothing. And the class of deer up here, even the does, the huge bodies that you see, the dark gray hides, it's a very unique experience, and at no point during any day are you ever bored. After watching does and young bucks all morning, it caught me off guard when I looked up to see a nice 10-point buck sitting at the bait feeding. After raising my Vortex scope and taking a closer look, I knew that while this buck was really nice, he was still young, and a 10-point with this kind of genetics had the true capability of being a trophy in the years to come. So on day 2, we decided to let him pass.
Up here in the bush, you can expect heavy horned chocolate racks, 140 plus class deer with many deer taken in the 160s to 180s. Here at Bearadise, we only take a small amount of people per week. That way everyone's taken care of, no one's overlooked. The blinds, they're heated box blinds, so they're very comfortable even though you're sitting all day. It's pretty easy to do. You'll see lots of deer, and side-by-sides, heated cabs will take you right from the truck to your stand. You don't have to walk anywhere and get cold.
So because we're so remote in the north part of Saskatchewan, the deer act differently, and I would say they're not as afraid of people. You can see 15 or 20 deer in a day because they just come and go, and they're really not afraid.
My favorite part about being an outfitter is meeting all the people, taking them out hunting, and seeing the look on their faces and how excited they get when they take that animal of a lifetime. You can find us on Facebook, Bearadise Bay Wilderness Camp. Instagram, same thing. Website, bearadicebay.com.
After a great few days hunting up north with Daniel, I decided to shift gears and head back down south to hunt a nice typical 10-point buck that we called Pretty Boy. I went straight from the northern Saskatchewan bush into the central Saskatchewan prairies in hopes that this beautiful 10-point buck called Pretty Boy would show up.
As you can hear from the outside, it's raining pretty good today. We're set up just into a bait station that I set out about a month and a half ago. Caught a young buck this morning chasing around a doe. And I was looking at my cameras yesterday, and this same young buck was at a different bait with Pretty Boy. There's a few reasons we named this buck Pretty Boy, but the big one being that he's got perfect symmetry. He's got a super wide frame. He's got good mass around his main beams. His main beams curl in a little bit. He's got super tall G2s, G3s. He's a really pretty buck, and he's really cocky. He isn't scared of a whole lot. I've seen him hit 3 different cameras in 3 different days, and they're pretty far spread out, so he's definitely cocky. He's a mature deer, but he's not. He's maybe a 3.5, 4.5-year-old, so he's not super old, so he's still young and cocky, but there's a lot of hunting pressure in this area, and I've been staring at this deer for a month and a half, so if anyone else harvests him, I would be pretty upset, I'll be honest with you, so we're gonna see if he'll show himself this year, and if he doesn't, or the shot isn't perfect, I'm 100% trying to leave him for next year, but it'd be great to connect with this guy because we have been playing cat and mouse for a long time.
After multiple all-day sits, the only thing we were seeing were does and a young buck that we called the Crooked Buck, and it was beginning to feel like maybe this year wasn't the year to take Pretty Boy, and that this whitetail season might end up being a failure.
7, day 8. I don't even know. The days are blending together. But we're back in the blind again. As you can see, we've got some different temperature today. We've got some frost on the ground. Not quite snow yet, but we do have some frost. Colder, which is good.
And the colder temps did pay off, with a mid-morning doe showing up through an unfamiliar trail. But what happened next caught me off guard, as a brown figure appeared out of the corner of my eye following this doe in. I panned the camera over between some trees to see if I could get a glimpse. As I struggled to get the camera focused between trees onto this deer, I raised my rifle to see that it was none other than Pretty Boy himself. After doing everything in my power to get the camera on him and focused, the fact was he came from an angle I wasn't expecting and I've never seen a deer come from. So I did everything I could, but while trying to stay quiet. It was a really tough position as both a hunter and a filmmaker, where you need to make that decision on, is it going to sacrifice the camera quality for you to capture that trophy animal of a lifetime? After taking the first shot and seeing him limp only shortly into the bush, I had to take a second just to make sure that I wasn't too far into the shoulder. And that second shot was one that I knew was fatal, and I also knew that it was time for relief and joy. Pretty Boy the deer was down.
I got him! Yes! Oh, that's a lot of hunting. I was watching this deer for, I'm not kidding you, a month and a half. He's only been in here in daylight 2 times in a month and a half, 2 times. It was during muzzleloader season and I wasn't prepared yet, didn't have the blind set up. Oh, sat for way too long, went up north, came back down south. We got him, we got him. I am so fired up about this. God, I love whitetail hunting. Yes, let's go check him out.
There is literally no better feeling in the world. There's none. It's like, you know it's gonna come together at some point, but that little bit of doubt that creeps in when you finally make it happen, it's just like an overwhelming rush of joy. Like, I'm so happy right now. All I want to do is like call my wife, call my dad. Like, the 3 of us have been looking at this deer for a month and a half and deciding if we were gonna take him this year or wait. And then I went up north with Daniel, and you know, he's got some great deer up there, and for it to come together like it did today, I am just so happy. I cannot wait to show this deer off. This is amazing. Look at this deer, beautiful deer. Great symmetry, like perfect symmetry, not much for deductions. Wish his brows were maybe a little bit bigger, but curled in main beams, like that is a very cool deer. And one that I'll be proud to take home and feed the family with, and just a classic, beautiful, typical whitetail buck. That's what you sit for, that's what you wait for right there. An amazing past month getting the chance to hunt and play cat and mouse with Pretty Boy and finally catch up with them, and after all this time is just like, that's what a hunter lives for, right? So this is awesome. Can't say enough about Saskatchewan whitetail bucks.